They wanna shut. They wanna shut. They wanna shut. They wanna shut. They wanna shut us down.
What's good, York Talk community, York Talk family? We're back with another one. Have a great interview. Your host, Big T, my other co-host, Monday 2 times, and our special guest, Boy PACO.
Hey, y'all doing?
Honestly, I'm gonna state this right now, man. I listen to your music. I was like, you different. You different. Really different than really all the artists we've already interviewed. Like, yeah. You don't sound like you're just straight rap. You're not just straight singing or whatever. I don't know. You different. Like you created your own kind of thing. Your own kind of world.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Absolutely. That always warms my heart to hear it because, I mean, it's supposed to be about, individualism and whatnot. I'm just supposed to represent just a person, and that's pretty cool that you say that, man. Thank you.
Definitely. So Boy PACO, is that like your actual name or is that a nickname you got?
Definitely derives from a nickname for sure. So growing up, like my real name is Francisco, right? That's my government name, right? So don't tell the tax collector that, if anything. But yeah, so in Mexico, a common nickname for Francisco is like Pancho or Paco, Paquito, stuff like that. So growing up, my dad was Pancho, same name as me, but I go by Paco. That's what they called me growing up. Originally, I was just gonna go straight up as Paco, but someone was like, nah. About Boy Paco, because you're always that guy. You're that boy, bro. I was like, you know what? Why not? Why not? So it started ever since I had that stage name. It's just been going ever since.
Definitely. I kind of like that. The boy instead of you could have said God Paco, you could have said man Paco. Did it because keeping that boy is kind of like I feel like that's what keeps like you young at heart, It comes down.
Yeah. When exactly did you start doing music again?
Oh yeah. So basically, I've been starting like professionally. I actually like trying to go for this to make it a career. Like when I was like 18, 19, but I've been in the entertainment for all my life. I grew up writing scripts, poetry, just like mock songs because I didn't like singing or rapping at first, but the more I kept writing, the more I kept rapping, and then that kind of just made me fall in love with it, stuff like that.
You got used to it at a point.
Basically, yeah, to me to a point where it's like, damn, there isn't really anything else I'd rather be doing than just doing this. So definitely like 18, 19 is when I first started. For sure.
Yeah, that's a pretty good time to start. Yeah.
And so, what was the startup journey like? Did you have to go like to local studios, or you just kind of got some of your own gear and kind of did it from the
Was
crib?
this like a home shop thing? You go to your homeboy house or something, or that's what we did. We went to our homeboy house and everything, or we went to the studios with him and everything. We rolled with him whenever we wanted to get something recorded. So, what did you do? What was your process?
Wait, first time, who was the homie that helped you guys out with that? Was it Big T here?
Nah, it's one of he does music too.
A rapper, Lord Simi.
He's also
Lord Simi up next. Yeah.
Yo, shout out to that guy, because those are people that like that's beautiful, because like those people, like those kind-hearted people that like try and their drive and whatnot to even attempt to do something they love. That's what really like solidifies and really starts a community, sparks innovation, stuff like that. And to kind of pinpoint this like question back to this one, it's in a sense, yeah, I started off by like, so I've been working since I was like, like 9, 10 years old, washing dishes, helping out at a restaurant, like godmother's restaurant, saved up enough money to buy like a laptop so I could do schoolwork, still do digital things, saved up for a camera so I can edit those videos from the computer, stuff like that. And then from there, it was buying a microphone and the software. So I was trying to be the one-stop shop growing up, just because I was trying to learn, because I did some photography when I was really little. But so yeah, I'd be linking up with my friends, trying to like One of them went by Scooby. Shout out Marcus. He was one of my first friends that we actually just got together and just like I put like a little microphone on my computer with the audio box in his house and we started making some raps, this and that. But it wasn't anything too crazy. Just hit record and then went. But the place I grew up, it's Marco Island, Florida. Talk about like, so I lived like, just to give you context, I lived like, let's say like 9 people to like a 2-bedroom house growing up, right? And this is the same road, right? Down the other end of the road, you have like a multi-million-dollar mansion, stuff like that. So like seeing all this like kind of like cash flow and like just seeing like that those differences and whatnot just got me kind of mind blown. But the reason why I say that is because people with that kind of money, they're like 50 years old. That's the average age range down on the island I live at. So the youth, the community was even smaller for people that made music. It was literally like a group of like 3, 4 kids, like legit just even like remotely interested in like in making music. Like and liking hip hop alone was like it's more of a lot like a rock and roll kind of place where they like classic rock and stuff like that. Hip hop was very scarce. So that's how I guess that the small group that we had that potent love for the craft, the fact that the music can really change lives. So that's how we really started off. And from there, yeah, just not only me, because I stopped with the audio stuff, like mixing, trying to do any of that, because I just love to write more. But my other friend, he had his own setup. He's a talented engineer, producers, and he goes by the name of James Cameron, James PM. Shout out to that guy. Bounce around with him, and we go to his place, and just really every day I just hang out, make music, stuff like that. Like yeah, that's towards my later years, like 16, 17 type of deal.
Definitely been around. Definitely been around. Gotta keep moving from one place to the next. Very feet and see what always see like with medical works,
Oh yeah.
So, what's it like growing up in Florida in general?
Hot. That's the first thing that came to mind. I'm not gonna lie. It's a sunshine state for a reason. Like they
I
joke
love
around
it.
with that
Florida and
motto.
Texas have the same answers to that question. Hot.
Yeah. No, no
Yep.
beating around the bush with that. But the weird thing is, like my area, like I said before, like with that kind of like it's like people from up north moved down here, a bunch of snowbirds. So my little area of Florida is like a lot of like it feels like kind of north. But down here specifically is very slow, very like it's a sleepy beach town type of deal. But overall,
Mm.
Florida is it's over. I like it. I especially my place. I'm like 5 minutes away from any side of the beach I want to go to type of deal. The moment I had a bike, it was literally like a passport to going anywhere I wanted to go. So it was yeah. That's my aspect, my take on living in this area of Florida that I do right now.
Okay. That's interesting. No, you got a lot of up north snow folk. Yeah, Texas just gets all the California folks. We don't want them.
I've been hearing that. They've been moving down here too. It's kind of
Yeah,
crazy. It's
yeah.
crazy.
Y'all finna under. Yeah, with Florida already be crazy enough as is from what I hear. Y'all finna understand why we don't want the Californians.
Oh, man, I can see that. I went over there not too long ago, and the thing that surprised me the most, bro, was like one cereal was like regular box of cereal was like $10, $11. And that's the same as like a fast food meal at In-N-Out. I was like, yo, how does that make sense? I not like that got me like took a step back
My
and I'm
guy,
what?
the price of a studio apartment out here, and I'm not saying I blame this on the Californians. I'm just saying it's very weird and coincidental that the timelines add up. Around the time that they got here, prices for apartments went from you could get a 1 bedroom for 800 a month. We know me and him paid for one. 1 bedroom is a lot closer to 2K now. It's like 1400 to 1800 now.
Damn, no way. Dang, yeah, no, dang, yeah.
Yeah, that ain't
Yeah.
that ain't like I don't know, that ain't coming to your hand right now.
It's just numbers. I mean, pricing here too, but it's just like, man, a studio for
Yeah.
800. I was like, yo, hold up, let me go on Zillow and just buy some real quick, like.
That's what we had. You get a studio apartment. Since you can get a single bedroom for one, you can get a studio for 600 at first. Utilities included, because we paid 800 for a single bedroom, utilities included.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
it's not like that no more. Yeah.
Everything.
I was like 1,200. You got to pay the utilities, on the side.
Damn, that what, they gonna charge you the door next to just get in? Like, come on.
And if you do find an apartment that's 800, utilities included, I guarantee it's gonna be in the depths of the hood.
Now imagine you used to pay 800 a month, and now you paying 1,400 a month for the same apartment and the same staff. So you kind of feel like what was it? That end of that Spider-Man movie when that dude was asking to pay the rent, he was like, "You'll get your rent when you fix this damn door. They up the rent. You'll get your rent when you decide to act better because it's not worth this money."
Damn right. Shit. Money comes, money goes, but you got to make that money work for you,
Yeah.
So, are there any inspirations around you, like family, friends, that like inspire you to keep going?
Hell yeah. I want to say, like, everyone I meet along this beautiful journey, like, I've met, like, just interacting with people by, like, just from everyday crosses of life, and like my friends that I've met through even making this music collective I work with called Speak Your Truth Records, which is something adamant that we all like just embrace for that culture. When the studio owner and the guy who manages the whole thing, his name's Kev Speaks Truth, shout out Kevin, like he really like just got all of us together. He already had this idea, like he's been doing it for years. He's like my mentor. Like I really look up to this guy, and like he's teaching me like what, like really not only how to be a better artist, but in a sense like how to be my most authentic self when it comes to this. And I feel like with that being said, like that helps me make better music and just be authentically me for everybody that I meet. It's like hypothetically, like I like entering rooms that get me like nervous, which is just like, oh, so and so work with this, so and so work with that. But it's like, yo, at the end of the day, we're just all people, it's like that. So stuff like that. It's like, and it's like, yo, I matter too. I exist, like there's a reason I exist. And so with that being said, I would say those are my biggest inspirations, is just meeting genuine hearted people. That's my biggest inspiration for what I do. And I say, like,
So,
I guess, yeah.
As an artist, there's always that one lingering thing about staying independent or getting under a label.
Yeah.
What would you do?
I feel like labels back in the day were definitely, I felt like there would be like almost virtually no other way but to sign to a label. Nowadays, it's like this is basically the label, the people that you meet every day, the people online, like you can cultivate and make that, because what a label is just a bank, like Russ was even talking about, like you can actually go out, get a small business loan for like way lower interest rates than what a label execs or would like promise you, stuff like that. Granted, there's always pros and cons to, like, all right, the label's already like affiliated, they already have a bunch of different avenues on how they can market, promote, how can they if you want to work with so and so and they happen to be under the label, it's a lot easier. If you're independent, it's mostly just you're homegrown. Your network is how vast you can personally know people, or how can you do this and that. But honestly, I mean, people have made it a lot crazier ways than having a label. So man, for me personally, I'll say this right now, independent. I don't know how it's gonna feel like if I see 24 million right on the table. I'll be like, who knows?
Right.
It's like,
Quick.
Like, oh my gosh, I fell straight onto the contract.
I'm just saying this right now, so that way, like later on, they don't like repost and be like, "Oh, remember when he said this? Like, remember when Boy PACO said he said
right?"
That's my aspect on it right now. Ask me again in like a year or two.
Piper. Davis. Aspects, do you keep up with the quote unquote social media wars between the apps and stuff like that?
In
Yeah.
sense, you kind of got. I mean, nowadays, like I said, when I pulled out that phone, it's literally like it's all connected. Like so, like social media, like as much as like I've met artists that also are on the same boat as this. We like why do we got to put our face out? Why do we got to constantly also make almost like not memes but just little bits of content to try to just even have something out there, and like be present, like from like the new one Thread, right? Like it's like, oh, you got to get on Thread, you got to start building a fan base right away because it's like gonna be like just as big as Instagram, if not bigger, type of deal. It's like
It's not going to be nowhere near as big as Instagram. It's literally going to be here for the purpose of doing what all other apps do, to replace the last version.
mhm.
Threads is here to get rid of Twitter. Threads is our new Twitter. One
Oh,
day Threads will one day they're gonna find a way to get past Threads guidelines, and it's gonna get as hectic as Twitter is currently. And at that point, we're gonna get a new app. Like right now, I understand the hype towards Threads solely because when's the last time we got a new social media app?
TikTok will probably be the last one, if that from my recollection.
Exactly. Exactly. TikTok. Instagram tried to make a separate a second app one time. Nobody remembers that. They tried to make a second messaging app, like how they have Facebook Messenger, and then they deleted it off the App Store, so you can't find it no more.
That's crazy.
And then they
Out.
came out with Threads. It's the retry. Like they're constantly trying to
Yeah.
reset it. So it's like, you should probably wait a little bit, or you should try and hop on and see what happens if it seems viable. Like Threads. I understand hopping on it right now. It seems viable. Twitter is going down fucking hill. Bad and fast.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh,
and unless Elon pulls something out his ass and he all of a sudden comes up with the best MMA training and the best body work and stuff like that for his Mark Zuckerberg fight, Twitter is not coming back out the dirt.
that's right. That's right. I forgot they were gonna fight in a coliseum. They're gonna go back to
Bro,
the gladiator days.
Mark actually look built. Like he looks like a legit UFC fighter.
Oh, later in the edits, we're gonna have to put a photo of this guy right here,
Yes,
so they know what
right
we're
here.
talking about. Yeah.
Yes. Because I'm telling you, he looks like a legit UFC fighter right now. And it's kind of crazy because it's like these niggas really finna fight over who stole what app. This is wild. Because Facebook, all you do is steal each other's apps. And Mark, uh, this is all you'll do at that company. But Elon, you bought Twitter like a couple months ago, nigga. This ain't even really your app yet.
It's like leasing a car almost, like
You're like leasing a car. This isn't your app yet. We the people, the consumers who use the app, we're like the loan company. We're giving you a second to see if we want to give you this loan or not. If you get this loan, then you get the app. Right now, it don't look like you getting that loan.
no, not by a long shot right now. No.
Not by a long.
Yeah.
I think Tier probably got another question.
For sure. Man, so I want to definitely get some of your music. So, first of all, one of the ones that I definitely love is Break the Silence. That shit. For one, it sounds like it would be at a club, but it's different. I feel like it's definitely like, I don't know. I like to always think there's a message in music. Sometimes there isn't. Sometimes it's just music. And that's fine. But that's what I want to ask you. Is there a message being told for that?
And Break the Silence in particular, I want
Yes.
to say with that, when I was going into that was what's going to be like, and I figured this in life, it's just like there's going to be people that are going to be like, saying shit, doing shit, all sorts of stuff that feels like it's going to try to like drown out the noise from like your own party type of deal. And when I was like envisioning that song, I was like, yo, you know what? I want to emulate that kind of feeling. It's like speak what you got to say and say it with meaning. So it's like I wanted to just make sure that that sound was amplified, so that way it just breaks through that wall of like and that's when I thought, we got to break the silence. It's like we want to make sure this is bumping, and to
And
the
you said don't let them shut it down. Like,
yeah, exactly. Nothing. We're gonna keep going. Like if there's a party being thrown and the cops come busting through the door, people can. I mean, damn, I want that music still blasting the moment they kick through that. I don't care.
Yeah,
But
what happens when the cops come kick down the door? We move the party down the street and blast that music some more.
yeah, that's exactly it. That's how we're gonna keep moving. That's how it's gonna keep going. So it would break the science in particular. That's why I felt like, you know what, we need that. I needed that. So not only do I make music for something that I'd love to hear, I want to like, if my friends like it and I like it, why not? Why not put it out? And it's definitely new because that one is like a EDM house kind of mix type of feel. Like oh like that's why when people say rapper, I don't like the term rapper. I'm an artist. I'm an entertainer. I like to entertain. I like to paint canvases of how I see this next one, this next muse, this next blank. Like
right.
so yeah. That's one
Yeah.
in particular.
I think that kind of like movement is definitely getting much bigger now. It used to be, oh, you're a rapper or you're a singer or you're a lyricist. Now it's all you're an artist. You're all of that. You're not just in one thing.
Because you're more than just one secluded category, because you can do way more if you put your mind to it. This is just like one avenue off the river that you can take, but they all lead back to the same main river. You can have
Absolutely.
a bunch of little side streams and everything coming off of the river, but they all come off the same river at the end of the day.
Oh yeah.
Art comes in all shape and form. You gotta think about it. People who make these songs, they're an artist. That's their artwork. That's what they're good at.
Yeah, yeah,
Who make cars, who make food, they're artists, Putting
yeah.
all these together to create something beautiful.
It all leads back to the same river, and the river leads to one location, and every river leads to the same location, the ocean.
Damn.
Everything is the
Other
same.
songs that I
You're
definitely
all the
listen
same.
to.
You just do different things, but you all do the same thing in a different way. You express yourself differently, but you're expressing yourself nonetheless.
Damn right.
Whether you even know it or not. Because I could say that yeah, all to me, I think all music or something has some type of meaning or personality behind it, because whether you know you're putting it in there or not, you're putting some type of emotion in there subconsciously, or whether you know it is going in there. You're gonna feel it regardless or not, and that's gonna affect how well that song comes out.
Absolutely.
Like, because if you're not feeling right in self or at home and stuff like that, and you go and you try and make a song that's completely opposite of how you feel, and you try and put all your good energy in it, but you feel straight negative energy, you're still gonna hear nothing but that negative energy on that song, no matter how hard you try.
I agree with
That's
that.
just my stance. Yeah.
I agree with that. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Like I've been around people in the studio where like they went, like we'd be like in the morning of like they'd be like, all right, I'm prepping up for the song I'm about to record. They get a phone call or something happens in the middle of the day, their studio time comes in, they're like, same thing that you're saying. They'll be going in trying to record the take, not feeling it. Why? That energy, that conscious,
Mm-hmm.
they got to create expressively something different else, which will be pertaining to the same situation or whatnot. Because a lot of artists invoke on their emotions, right? A chef
Mm-hmm.
has a bad day, they can burn the dish, like
Yes.
something like that. But who knows, that crispiness may have made that dish slightly a bit better because of what was going on. But yeah, art, that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of art, personally. It's how we interpret it and how we go about it.
Personally, I'm also working on some music. When I drop my first official project, That's what I want it to be about. Now it has its own deep meanings, and it's called Sunshine and Make Haze, but like that's the idea. You can interpret it as some good shit. Once you dig a little deep, you start seeing like the realness of it. And I want each song and each sound to have. I want you to have your own definition of what the song's talking about, even though I'm the one who knows the true definition.
True. Yeah, absolutely.
Or whenever I go into, or whenever I'm going in to record some songs and stuff like that, I go in thinking about it. I don't write music at all, right? I've never been that person. I always go in there freestyle. If I actually sat down and write a whole song, I could, but I don't. I don't like writing in general. Whenever I would go to the studio, the way that I would go in there and make a song is, it just depends on how I was feeling at the moment. I don't know what song I'm making until I get there, because I don't know how I'm going to feel when I get there. When I get there, I'm going to get there and I'm going to stand in front of that microphone and I'm going to sit here and think, what emotion am I feeling right now? I'm going to sit there. I'm going to really feel it. I don't want to see what I think I'm feeling or what I want to feel. I'm serious. Am I really having a good day? Do I like really want to be like social, or do I really want to be hyper or, depressed or something like that? And then once I block that in completely, I'm like, okay, that's the song that we're making. And we're going off of that. The lyrics will come to your head from your heart once you figure out what emotion you're truly feeling at the moment. It's like all the blanks naturally fill themselves in.
Yeah. That's that conscious coming into play with doing what you gotta do and saying what you have to say. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Because if anybody is a perfect example of it, Tier, because that Tier is like my brother. He's been there. He's seen me. All I do is go in and I will freestyle. He's seen me make multiple different types of songs. So he's seen it and he knows what I'm talking about. Like, Tier, elaborate.
Definitely, I definitely know. That man just goes in. When he goes in, he goes in.
Yeah, like if I'm hurt or something like that, if I'm really thinking on something, you will hear that in the song. You will hear it in my voice. You will hear it all come through. I will be in pain. It will sound like I'm crying on the track, even if I'm not.
Man, that's an artist. That's an artist.
Because I'm a Taurus, and we're known as being extremely emotional and passionate. So I'm using that to my advantage.
And that's the thing as artists too, that there's some artists that definitely, a lot of different artists that definitely use that, but not, there's like a couple that still needs a little bit working on moving that emotion, put emotion behind the lyrics, put some into it, put some spice into it, You gotta really feel that shit. Speak that shit.
Yeah. Some of the times it's like they'll write it down or say it. It's like, in order for it to mean it, it's like one has to believe it, or not necessarily believe it, but sometimes, let's say for the emotional stuff, let's say it's what to accept it themselves. So it's like when they say, are they really accepting the lyrics for what they are, or what they mean to them, to the artist when they're going into it. That's why when it comes to this stuff, like when you're putting out like a project that you want to put out in the universe, you're essentially putting an extension of yourself out there and whatnot. This new project I'm about to release called Lemon Drop, towards the end of July, down over here soon. This whole thing was like, basically with a lemon drop, I was like, when life gives you lemons, what can you do? You can do countless things. You can eat it by itself. It's tart. You could put some sugar on it, make some lemonade with it, all sorts. So that when it comes to this project I'm about to release, that's in a sense like extending it out and having the world interpret it for what it is, like what they see in the art that I'm making. Just like when life gives them a lemon, what happens when Boy PACO gives them a lemon? It's up to them, whatever they want to make out of it. But yeah, I'm really excited for that to come out soon.
I would just like to say that off the meaning of that, and even before you said the meaning of the name of that project, Lemon Drop goes hard. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Just the name itself is already like, I'm already knowing.
Before you didn't even have to explain the reason for it, bro. Like, I just understood it instantly. Like, that's a good name right there. the moment you said when life gives you lemons, I was like, I completely understand the point of this name instantly. Like it makes complete sense. That's a fire name right there.
Thank, thank you. And it could have a dual meaning with it, like lemon drop as in the drink, you know, or when a lemon drops. What happened when an apple fell? You know, Isaac Newton found out a new law. What happens when a lemon
You
drops?
know, you like you just freaking have one of those situations where, hey, listen to this like it's metaphor real quick. I know a lemon drop lozenge.
All of it.
You know,
All of it.
like when you're not like when you're not feeling good and you want some good music or whatever, just lemon drop. Make you feel better.
Yeah,
No, for
exactly.
sure. Yeah. So I definitely listened to some other songs that you had. So 239, man, that one went so hard. Like it gave me, and I don't like doing this because like I don't want to put an artist in the kind of box to where he sounds like someone else because you don't sound like them, but it's still the vibes are still there, and that's another thing I want to say that it's hard for artists these days because there's so many different sounds going left and right. It's hard for artists to really separate themselves from the rest. But with that being said, like 239 definitely went hard. It gave me some like Isaiah Rashad vibes. I was like, oh, that shit went too hard. I had a couple other songs, First Aid, that gave me some like Absol mixed with Drake. Like I could hear like that shit playing on the radio, mainstream. Like that shit went too hard. Wasted is definitely another one of my favorites. Definitely like that made me feel like I'm going through some shit right now, drinking, having drinking problems and all that shit.
Thank you. Well, don't have a drinking problem, but but
Okay,
yeah, yeah. But yeah. You know what's crazy with that? The first, I mean, granted, I was out partying one night and I was coming into work, and it was to a job like genuinely. Like I love the people that were there, but I hated the work. It was at this like, I was a waiter at this like retirement home, and like I'd love some of the residents, but then some of them were just like very just not nice people, and I would like it wore my social battery thin. I went out partying one night, and I pulled up to the parking lot at like hungover, right, just trying to get through this shift, and that's when I first like. I'm like, man, like I talked to my friend like through the windows, like, hey, why you look so tired? I'm like, because I woke up wasted, and I'm like, oh wait a minute, and then the song just wrote itself right then and there.
right.
Yeah,
Like you said, it's just all in the moment based off of emotion. All right.
literally.
A couple other songs like it's Terpemps. I'm not sure how to pronounce it.
Oh yeah, dude, that's the beauty of it. I've been hearing people pronounce it different ways. I heard turpentine, I heard terpenes. I think those two are the most popular ones I heard. Terpenes, I heard that one too. And I kind of love that because I was like, yo, this is a word that people are coming up and saying it differently. How I've been saying it, I fucking love it just because it's like it's the same concept with like when life gives you lemons. But yeah, terpenes. That one is the third track off the project The Lemon Drop. And that
Definitely can't wait for that one. And the other recent one, Sour Pucker, it just gave me like Tyler the Creator vibes. And we know like Tyler the Creator is like different. He's different from
yeah,
everyone. So for you to bring those kind of vibes with yourself behind it, I'm already knowing once like you get more and more out there, you're definitely different from like everybody.
bro, I
Like,
appreciate
you're in
that.
your own world, you created your own areas where it's hard for people to mimic that.
Facts.
That's
Facts.
the idea that we're all trying to create something to where it's different and new. Like I don't want this just to be another interview podcast like out there. I want this to be different. I want this to be something else, you know?
Yeah, it definitely is. It definitely is. The fact that all of us are here right now in this present moment, it's already different. We've never interacted, but yet the vibes have been so immaculate. And with when you saying all that, you're really hitting the essence of the whole thing, bro. Because that's and the fact that because Cyberpunker is the first one out of the whole project to really open up to this world, and the fact you're saying that already is like warming my heart because this whole project it'll have a lot of different variations from like like the Tyler creator vibe, like you said, to like something a little more unethical that'll make people go like, why he do it like that? But why am I also liking why he's doing it like that? And then there's like another like kind of like Lazar Days a little carefree kind of vibe where it's like, you know what, no worries because everything's gonna be all right type of vibe. At least that's what I'm going for. How people perceive is how they perceive, and that's also amazing too. But yeah, I'm just really glad to hear you say all that, man.
I mean, if you got people questioning you already, I mean, for one, that's attention to you, and that is working. Obviously, it's working. They
Right.
question what you're doing and how that shit coming out like that's different. It's working. That's the idea.
True.
So, what's your writing process though? Like when it comes down to writing lyrics,
So I have a problem with starting a song, not finishing it, starting a new idea, not finishing it, and it's like a perpetual cycle. And the moment I get to the studio, and my guy can attest to this, my boy Kevin, he'll one day I went he's like, are you ready to record? I was like, yeah, 1 second. I got my backpack out, pulled out 3 different books, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna say something from this book, I'm gonna say something from that book, I'm gonna say something from this book. And the moment I'm even about to like go in, he's like hold up, no, we're not doing it like this, because my thoughts will be so sporadic, this and that, where it's like, granted, these lyrics make sense, but they're coming from 3 different like energy sources from moments I wrote them. So it's like these aren't like linear to like what I'm trying to do. They're always like bouncing around. So it's like, in a sense, it's kind of that's kind of like on my recording side, the writing side. It goes to that also. Like that's it goes hand in hand. Like that's my perpetual sin is just starting something, not finishing that
Uh,
idea, shoving it, and then continue on.
yeah,
would
that's
completely
definitely
understand what you
good.
say. That's exactly how Tier works too when it comes to writing his songs.
I'm like that to a point to where like
90% of the
I'll
time, he
smash
doesn't finish the song until we get to the studio.
Oh yeah.
that
Yeah,
and
90% of the
sometimes
song is not done until he gets there. He writes it there.
Same way. Yeah, literally the same way.
that and sometimes it takes me a minute. Sometimes I'm like, man, fuck that song. And then I still sit there for like another 2 months. Then I go find a new beat. Then I go see that old song that I wrote. I hop on with those same lyrics. I'm like, wait, hold on, this fits perfectly. Let me continue the lyrics. Then I get
Man
stuck
will come to the studio
again.
ready to record 3 songs, and he'll be lucky if he leave with 1 recorded, just because he spends most of the time sitting there rewriting entire songs.
Yeah, I
All
felt
right.
that. I felt that one.
I've had a lot of people
You want
who be
burgers?
like, why don't you have your
Uh,
music out? You know, you're not really doing music because nothing's out. Well,
I
these
will.
things take time. It's not just an overnight thing. Coming out with the right thing, it doesn't happen overnight, you know?
Oh yeah,
Not at all.
Artists, we're a little sensitive about our work and our what we want to put out. So if we're not feeling it, we might be feeling it one moment. Don't mean we're gonna be feeling it the next. And the idea is we want to keep feeling it.
This
So
is
if we
why
can
I don't
keep
even
doing
bother myself with
it,
writing.
I
This is
love
why I
writing, but
don't bother.
it's like I love writing so much, but it gets moments. It's like, all right, let's take a break.
oh yeah.
This is why Tier is writing a movie and I'm just the actor. This is why he's writing the movie. I don't do that.
We'll definitely get to that. We'll definitely get to that.
Okay. You know, I
We'll
also
definitely get to that
scripts too.
for sure.
I want to start my own comic books and stuff like that, but I'll do that later. I'm not used to writing yet.
I remember in middle school, I definitely tried to do some shit like that, write a comic book.
I didn't.
I
I
can't
didn't.
even draw, first of all.
Make it like fuck it. I'm
Actually,
doing
I
it.
can. I got you, bro.
I bet.
Awesome, bro. That's awesome.
Yeah. So your beat choices. So like that kind of goes back to what I said, talking about your song, how you have those same vibes. How did your beat choices evolve from when you started music to now?
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. I love to like my thing is like I find a beat that has like 38 views as opposed to like the 105K, right? Views. I go for the 35 one all the time just because I'm like, yo, what's this hearing? Because uh I don't know. I like to first off, I feel like I'm an underdog, so I like to root for the underdogs type of deal. But as far as like sound selecting and whatnot, I again varies mood by mood. But as far as like what I'm looking for in an instrumental is, can this be a classic? Can this invoke, does the beat itself invoke emotion? Can I pair with that emotion? Can I also give that instrumental the respect it deserves for me to hop on it and really do it justice? Because God forbid, I hate to go on someone's like hard work just for them to be like, this is like mediocre at best type of deal. Like this, it's like not the sound, that the sound's not really fitting type of deal. So those are what's going on in my mind. I want to make sure that the sound, whatever sounds we create, as far as me and the beat, it's a dance, it's a symphony, it goes well type of deal. And it varies. I go all sorts.
Definitely something a lot of people miss. Those small details that artists pay attention to. That people like your normal music listener, they're not thinking that. They're not thinking that every single little detail that goes into an artist trying to have the right song and creating this masterpiece that they love so much. Like that,
Yeah.
from little details, trying to find the right thing.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like you'll be
And it
saying
gets
like,
hard. It gets hard.
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. Definitely. Because you'll be like hypothetically in the studio spending like, I know I've done this before. I think with Break the Silence in particular, actually, it was it'd be like just the way I said the word, I'll be like, should I say it this way or should I say this word that way? And then I'd be spending like legit like 30 minutes on like what difference does it fucking make at the end of the day? But like, no, I know the difference when I'm going in and saying it, like what feels better, what fits a vibe better, you know. But granted, 90%, like 99.9 of the listeners not gonna listen to that one word that you spent 30 minutes on type of deal.
Right.
But yeah, that's all I gotta say about that.
Dude, but you as the artist, you're gonna know because you gotta write it down the way that you want to say it on that microphone.
And that's the 0.1% who is gonna notice.
You're going to notice. Like for instance, being from the Texas in general, being from the South, me and him, whenever we're on a track, a lot of words can come through and they can just get hard Southern accent out of nowhere, and then other ones will have zero accent. So a lot of times when writing, it's like when you want people to hear this, do you want them to hear the Southern accent or do you want them to hear the normal one? It's the same word regardless. It's just that slight sound difference that you can get out of it can give you a whole different emotion in that song when you listen to it, but you won't pick up on it. You only will know about it yourself because you put it in there. They will never, the people who listen to it will never know about it because they will never know to look for it, but they're still going to get the feeling from it. It's kind of like with scary movies, there's a special tone that they will play in the movie, or at least that they used to, that no one that you will not really be able to hear, but they will play it, especially in the music, that it makes you feel scared when you're not scared. That's why scary movies used to actually be scary, because there'd be a tone that would play, but you would never notice it. The person who made it would. That's the same thing with the word. With the way that you say it, you know how you said it. They don't know the difference, but they're gonna feel the way that you said it though.
Facts. And that's so crazy. That's something that I didn't take into account. It's like, yo, there are accents out there. Like that is crazy. I did that. Like, dang, you guys just opened my eyes to something like that.
Mhm.
That must be
It's
kind
like
of
It's like the same thing. It's like they do it with colors too, with scene colors.
Oh yeah.
They'll use the themes so you'll never know. But that specific color is made to make you feel some way, and it will make you feel that way. But you don't know that it's making you feel that way. You don't know nothing about what it's doing to you. It's just doing it.
Yeah, I bet.
There are special tones to make people feel like throwing up, which they will play during grotesque scenes. There are special tones that will make you feel more lovey-dovey, which they'll play through love movies and stuff like that. Again, the person watching it doesn't know, but the person made it knows. And that small little choice, the person watching it would never know about it. They will never feel the difference of it really because they don't know about it. It could be placebo. You could tell them it's in there even when it's not, and they will feel it all of a sudden. It could be placebo. But you making it, you know it's there, so you know you're actually making a difference because you actually did it.
True. True.
So, do you have any like top 5 artists out there?
Top 5 artists. I would say at this current moment, I kind of want to avoid the big names, to be honest with you, just because I mean everyone's like, hey, like type of deal. But honestly, if I'm going for like sounds that are emerging right now, because that's what I'd be like listening to heavy right now. In no particular order, in case they're watching this, like yo, but I'd say Kenny Mason. For sure. Yeah, definitely a ghost. Sounds like JID and all these other like crazy contraptions all mixed into one crazy guy. Yeah, Kenny Mason. I want to say K Charles coming out of like Miami, Florida, bro. Crazy energy type of guy. I love his sounds. Reminds me of like I can't even say he's just different. Like the sounds just go crazy. Definitely recommend some K Charles if y'all are listening to this. And I'd say also another group would be the Omni. They're a trio group over based in Atlanta. Those guys go crazy, like lyrically and structure wise, and their punches and their wit and how they promote themselves is insane too. It's what inspired me to try to do like promotions myself, like how like this crazy kind of outlandish, but with my own twist to it. For the fourth artist, no particular order again of whom I like to listen to, I would say I gotta give it to my friends. These two last thing selections. My friends, Kev Speaks Truth, an amazing talented artist. He's inspired me to like go to even have the variety he has. He had like this artist has like songs that will make you kind of contemplate life. Like, damn, this shit got me like kind of depressed, low key stuff to lift back your spirit, stuff that makes you want to put a ski mask and go around the block type of deal. Like, this guy's got it. Like, yeah, Ken Speaks Truth. And I want to say another artist based out in here in Southwest Florida is my man Simon. Bro, dude, this guy creates like a melodic symphony anytime he's on the microphone. And yeah, based out of here of around the Southwest Florida area. Crazy kind of guy, bro. Crazy guy. Love his sounds.
So, what are your impact expectations you have on the music industry? Like, what do you expect to kind of impact on the music industry and other people?
I want to say not just necessarily the music industry, but also in a sense, yes, I know that's super confusing, but let me explain. Because right now we're in an era where with the phone, anything is possible. There's like a 16-year-old, 15-year-old there right now that started like their multi-million-dollar career just basically on an app on an iPhone, just recording themselves, making a silly TikTok dance, whatever it is. And the fact that you can do it yourself and find a community wherever you're at, and it's amazing to see that art come into play. But for myself personally, the only thing I ever want to achieve in this is essentially be a voice for the voiceless, give hope to the hopeless, and just see those that gone unnoticed. Like I just want to be like that, I guess not necessarily underdog, but just make sure that if I make something that at least like makes you think, smile, or just, I don't know, do something, even if it's like, all right, like something as simple as that. Like if it resonates with them, that's awesome. And if it can get people to do whatever they want that they love in life, even more. So that's what I love. That's what I love, is impacting on the community as a whole. Which in a sense, hey, who knows? Whoever's listening to this or whoever listens to any of our tracks, right? Because you guys are artists as well, or whatever art that we do create. It could, the fact that it can impact just one person, that's a great reason to keep doing what we're doing.
Are there any like current impacts that you have now? Like, have you got any certain feedback from other people? Like, yo, your music did this to me, or made me feel this kind of way.
Yeah, I had a couple of those where that really took me aback and be like, oh my God, maybe I am on the path that's actually like meant for me, or like, oh, like wow, maybe this is meant for me type of deal. Because it's that reassurance with like, I know reassurance at the end of the day is it's validation in a sense. And at a point, it's like no person's opinion should give you that power. But at the end of the day, I mean, that's pretty awesome if you can get it from your peers, especially in this industry type of deal. I've like been blessed enough to be introduced to some people that are that like have made major strides in the industry, that have given me an opportunity to spotlight. I went to 2 years ago back. I went to this industry function at Velvet Velour in Miami. They had me back recently to do a spotlight for one of my songs that we're about to play later on today. I was there yesterday, uh, and the so 2 years ago performed this place that they gave me a quick, all right, two songs, that's it. With these two songs alone, I had the whole room moving and dancing, grooving, people like looking heads, recording phones. Like I felt like a superstar right there at that moment. And like meeting the gentleman K Charles right there. He listened to one of my tracks. I performed that because he came in late. People were like, "Yo, you gotta hear this kid. He's going crazy." And that those moments like that, I just stuff like that have made me like, I made me go like shrug my shoulders, like, you know what, maybe I am doing something right, you know. So with that being said, it's those are my little impacts and stuff like that. And the other day, I've been blessed to have I shared an unreleased song with one of my closest friends, because said it's gonna get a little personal, but one of my friends, he's also another fellow artist by name of Johnny Walker. He passed away, and I it was like 5 days. Like we were supposed to perform together. Like he invited me out because someone couldn't slide through. I slid out, and we hung out that one last time, and for not being able to perform, but I got to see my one of my closest friends, and one of the person that he's an insane musician, and like he sadly passed away. You know, he essentially drowned and whatnot. And I recorded this song maybe like a long time ago. A long time ago. I showed it to him and I played it like for him in the car. He's like, and it's one of the certain parts. He said, "I love that part." And I played and I sent this song to one of a close friend of mine. I told him exactly what was going down, and when he played it, and he sent me his like voice memo. I can hear like a slight bit of tears like holding back, like literally like I can, like, you know, when you're like choking up type of deal, when you're like feeling that emotion. I heard that coming from him, and this guy doesn't show any emotion. So to hear that, I was like, that's when I knew like sounds have power. And in a sense, my voice had that power, and that song had a whole different meaning once our friend passed away. Like it gave it a whole new perspective, and when we played it, so was definitely that one. I want to say while talking to you, that one takes me out the takes everything else out the water. It's just that moment right there.
Brief silence for the homie.
That's
We know how it is.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah,
I could feel all of the pain. I done lost enough friends and homeboys.
Seriously, man.
I had one friend who was like a little brother to me. When he died, see, he was like a year or two younger than me. I was like 17, so he was still like 16 at the time. And we hadn't talked for a while because I had moved.
uh,
So we hadn't talked for a little bit because I moved to different apartments. I hadn't seen him for a long time.
yeah,
And one day I got a text message from his brother, his half brother, who I don't really like his half brother. I have no trust for that man because that man did some shiesty stuff to like by dating somebody that my homeboy was really in love with before he died. You don't date that. That's your brother's girl. That's so wrong. But he had sent me a text message saying, "Hey yo, Gidry dead." I'm like, "What?" He was like, "He died, bro. He died like a few weeks ago. He died in his sleep of a seizure. He couldn't breathe." I'm like, "What do you mean he died of a seizure? I thought he was doing better from his seizures." I ain't talked to my homeboy in like months at this point. So I felt so fucking bad. And I'm like, yo, like shit just didn't even feel right anymore after that point because he was like a little brother to me. It was painful. It was just wild. And then to see when said his half brother who was texting me in the first place switched up, and then the female who we was all cool with switched up as well, and I'm like, wow. Like after he died, y'all really started showing y'all colors. You're related to this man by blood, and you really went behind his back like that, knowing he was in love with that girl, and you knew that man was in love with you, and you dated his brother. That is so foul. Like,
yeah,
wow. And the fact that he had to go in his sleep, I'm glad the way that he went was in his sleep. So more than likely he didn't feel it since it was a seizure in his sleep. He was already in a dream state, which I'm so glad about. But the fact that he died and y'all just like, okay, let's do this now. What? Like that hurt me even more to such an extent that was like, what is really wrong with y'all? Like I haven't talked to this man in so long, and I feel all types of pain and remorse for this. I feel bad that I haven't talked to him in so long, but you just went behind his back the moment he died. Like I shouldn't even feel as hurt about this as I am because it's not me that you did it to. But it's just off the simple fact that you're his blood brother, and I just treated him like a little brother, and I only knew him for a couple months before that. And like, it's just it's just so wild. Like, how could you betray somebody like that you really trusted like that? Like it was, mm. It's
yeah.
just shit.
Hearing that, yeah, that definitely don't sit right. Yeah, with in any circumstance like that, that's sheesh.
Now,
Dang.
mind you, again, this happened back when I was like 17. I'm 23 now. I turned 23 in May. I'm
Happy
23
birthday.
right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's enough time to really sit back and think on this stuff and try and get past it. But like, I can't, because how could you do something like that? Like that is so foul and like against so many morals. Like I could never even do that. Like I don't even care. You could be my worst enemy and I still wouldn't do that to you. Like it's just foul.
My personal person that's in my life have had two people, honestly, that I'm still gonna like always carry with me, and it's gonna bring purpose to what I'm doing in life. Is one, my granny, and two, my godfather. First of all, my godfather, he was always hard on me. He always definitely knocked me upside the head, and I was so confused and never really understood it. But until he passed, it's when I was like, damn. He was probably the most father figure I've had in my life. I didn't really have my father in my life. But he was probably the most father figure I'm gonna have. and he passed away. I didn't really realize it until he passed. And another thing that really kind of hurts, like I was a bit of an asshole, and to where I was staying with my granny, and I didn't really want to pay her rent, and I, you know, and not even that, just also me being young and dumb. You know, one thing she told me before I left to move up here, she said, "You're gonna learn that your friends ain't really your friends." And with that, you know, I was just kind of took that as I was just like, whatever. But over time, I realized coming up here, I realized who's really my close. And Smada is definitely, he's that one. He's one
You're welcome.
true friend I really have. Even our other co-hosts that we put show today, Will, like, we knew him back in high school. We didn't really like hang out so often or chop it up with him. But
We was just part of the
once
same
I
friend
went to
group.
once I went to him, to start to be casted in the movie that I'm writing, man, his like engagement and even his engagement with this is beyond me. Like, damn, he's really with this shit. So like, I feel like keeping him around is another priority. Keep him around. So, you know, those are just some. It's these moments and these people in our lives that are gone, sadly, that really bring purpose to what we're doing from then on out.
Absolutely.
As an artist, as a person, as a content creator or movie writer, whatever. It's moments like that build what we're doing, bring structure.
Absolutely. Get a piece of
That being
chaos.
said, where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Places. Yeah, I mean,
Oh
what
shit.
places may be, what those doors may unlock. I mean, I can't say for certain, but what I really can say for what I hope to see myself in 10 years is that I'm healthy, that I can somewhat support my family, how I can support them, whether that be emotionally, financially, or um, physically, but like, manual labor, helping pops, like, do what he do what he's gotta do. He's a parent, he only has his own business. So like, whatever I can do to help out the fam, stuff like that. But the goal in 10 years is to essentially be able to have everything sorted out on my end as well. Like, have this music sorted out, whether it be maybe the music doesn't bring in the big bucks. Maybe it's actually, my writing movie scripts or going through the comedy or, doing whatever I gotta do in a sense like that. But I can hope in 10 years that whatever it is, happy and healthy, really. Those two things, I think they're just the main essence of to be a human being, you know?
For anybody. And with that being said, YouTube, if you're still tapped in with us, please still stay along. Go ahead and press the little like button, thumbs up, and subscribe. Still have a little bit more to go, so we're going to go ahead and hit this off real quick. So, what's been the best advice given to you?
Don't take yourself too seriously. That's definitely one I've gotten for a fact. Where it's like because I'm a huge overthinker. I'll overthink the simplest things. And when it comes to that sort of stuff, it's like, hey, don't get in your head so much. Just live in the moment and be that. And another great advice I'm about to give was I did theater growing up too, like in high school, and the best advice I've ever gotten, and especially when it comes to live performances, this is for all the artists still tuning in and whatnot. when you're on stage performing, right? 99% of the time, if you mess up, the audience will never know. Whether if it's a lyric or you mumbled a little bit, as long as you keep the energy / performance like there, they're not gonna notice. Or if they do, they're probably not gonna care because that's how lit the vibes are. So whatever it is, you just don't be afraid of messing up. Don't be afraid of failure because we're human. We're bound to succeed and we're bound to fail. So fuck it.
Right.
Just
So what's your dream collab? Like, I know you have your favorite artists, but is it like a dream collab you would love to hear? Like, out of those artists you like, for example?
I feel like it'd be really cool to do something with Kenny Mason for sure. For sure. That I feel like that go kind of crazy. But as far as like everything else goes, what I'd really like to do, I'd like to do like a fashion kind of collab with Tyler Creator with his golf full of
Yeah.
low
See
key.
that, man.
Low key, look,
Yeah.
I feel like I could do something there. But yeah, those that's something right there, for a fact.
Are you into fashion yourself?
Myself, honestly, I am the worst dresser known to man. Like, get this, in high school, I'd wear like a long sleeve black turtleneck with like red gym shorts, like red black gym basketball shorts, and like flip flops type of deal. Like, I'd go in high school with that. Like, I like I'd mismatch so much. Nowadays, I hope my fit gets better. Got a cool jacket and whatnot, but I'm not much of a sneakerhead. I barely buy clothes for myself, and then when I do, it's probably because I need it. Like, oh, this shirt's ripped, I'll buy another one type of deal. Like I'll recycle what I got. So, fashion wise, no, not really, not really.
What is success to you?
What's success to me?
Like, what's the definition to you?
What's that?
Like, what's the definition? Like, what does that mean to you? Be successful.
Damn, that's a tough one because there's so many levels to that one. It's like my definition of success. It's like it can vary because it's like let's say I said this definition, right? And I break that wall. What's beyond it? Well, what's beyond that level of definition that I set for myself for that? But to put it in, like, I guess, a broad spectrum for what it means to me to be successful is, in a sense, is my own definition and in my own accord is to live creatively free with financial stability and personal stability. If I can achieve those things where I can live creatively, live with financial stability and personal security and freedoms in check, that's success to me, Like, I'm fine with that. Yeah. And I hope. Yeah.
What's been the best era of music to you? Like, I say era, like 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s, even now.
Oh yeah, when Beethoven dropped that shit, bro, with the symphonies, I was like, no, bro.
Just like that right there.
Yeah, when bro George Washington was walking type thing, I was like, damn, no, but the best era of music I want to say, to be honest with you, okay, so like, and I guess it goes with artists too. So, not gonna lie, when Drake came out with like Take Care type shit, or like, what was that? Nah, the fucking 2013, 20, like, two eras, I want to say 2013s and the 2016s. That shit was insane. You had like Kodak, Lil Uzi coming out. You have fucking 21 emerging. Like, bro, that era of music was fucking like it was like crazy. Like the energy that it had and the impact.
Like the late mid 2010s.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. I guess because like I was like, either like 2013, I was eighth grade or like about to go into freshman year of high school. And then like 2016, I was already knee deep in that in the schools, high school, high school, and whatnot. So yeah, I get those are my formative years. So I'm gonna say those because a lot of great music came out of that. A lot of it.
That's really what like any new artist that's like any new young artist now that was probably like born in 2003 or something like that. Those are the artists that are more or less inspired by that era.
True.
I mean, they're inspired by any era. More than congratulations to them.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Shout out,
So,
baby.
to you, what's been the best song that you put out?
Ooh. Okay. So I'm kind of excited for this one. This answer. So I think the best song that I may have put out to date is this one on SoundCloud called Humans, right? And I've been having an issue with the distributor I use. I'm not gonna name drop them in case they watch him. But the it keeps getting flagged for a sample use, which is understandable. But right now it's only on SoundCloud. It's called Humans. The sample that we're talking about is if you listen to Bound by Kanye West, it's like that like fall like the high pitch like I'm falling in love type of thing.
Yeah.
Basically the beat it has that chopped up into a different way, and it's been having issues getting released. But I have a new music distributor. So far it looks like it's ready, set, released. It should be, I believe, the 20th. Let's see, we're in the 16th. Yeah, the 20th of July. It should be on all platforms, but this song's been out for almost like 2 years. I feel like with this one, I was really in my bag and all that. I was inspired by this one female I met like a while back in Miami. Talked a little more, and certain songs when you hear a snippet of it, it's the snippet down below when they have the link, or either the sideways,
Yeah.
put that in post. But the parts where I'm saying like like baby girl, like it was her birthday, telling me it was her worst day, and I switched to a little like female accent, like they stole 500 in my ID. And then that was a literal part that she called me on the phone saying that she like, oh, these like I was just walking down, this guy on a motorcycle legit just stole like my bag with $500 in my ID in it. And I was literally in the middle of writing that song, and I was like, this is the song. And yeah, yeah, all love to that woman. She definitely a muse of mine for sure.
What's been the favorite song from other people?
Ooh, okay. So I'm excited to hear I say this. So
This is what I'm waiting for.
okay, so for other people, I'll say something that I mentioned before. Austin by Simon, amazing track, amazing melodic track, and all about Austin, Texas, and whatnot. Funny enough, when I was out there in Austin, I was bumping that shit on the roads. It was fucking fantastic. There's this another track by Kev Speaks Truth. There's two really. There's Big Boys Don't Cry, which is like that's what I met him at a show. He was performing and he performed that song, and I was like, I gotta talk to this guy, and because it invoked so much emotion, and it's like it kind of like put down a wall where it's saying like men aren't supposed to feel emotions, men aren't supposed to like cry, be vulnerable and stuff like that, but he was singing everything that was the opposite of that, and I knew that this track that he had was like amazing. It's based off his project Andrew, and I was like, I was dumbfounded when I heard it. Another one I want to say from him is we have a collaboration song on his upcoming project. It's called Branches, and boy, that is some fire. Is heat. I'm excited for that one to drop out. And I gotta say, let's see. Ooh. Oh, and another like the okay, it's gonna be wild. All right, it's gonna be wild. So I know word by word, "White Horse" by Taylor Swift. That's a fire track to me. Like you play it right now, I'll sing it because it's karaoke. I'm killing that one. I love that song. Why? don't know.
I take his word for it. I
Yeah.
take his word for it because that's not something that people admit. I'm
It's a
not gonna
YouTube
lie to you.
exclusive. We talking in the
Yeah,
yard. It's a yard talk
yeah,
exclusive.
yeah. I take his word for it. I completely believe it. We do not have to test him on that because that is something you couldn't even waterboard out of me.
Yeah, definitely. White Horse by Taylor Swift for sure. Shout out T Swizzle.
Like, listen, there's been some good music out of her, I guess, but I don't know. It's been a while.
Oh yeah, this one's the early track. I don't know how old this track maybe
See that? It's been a
20,
while.
2009 type of deal. I don't know how old it
Yeah,
is. But yeah, that
I'm
was
not gonna act like old Taylor Swift. Old Taylor Swift did aggravate me a slight bit, but it's more bearable to me than current Taylor Swift. No offense, Taylor. All offense, Taylor.
in case you're watching this, Taylor. We love you.
I'm on Kanye's side, Taylor. I'm on Kanye's side. Beyonce should have won that shit. You fucking know it.
Wow. You know,
Just making alliances real quick.
So, if you didn't take the path of music, what path, career, or whatever do you think you would have been taking?
So I'm was in school. I want to say still am, but I'm taking a hiatus. It was for a marketing major. So in a sense, I've always been kind of a salesman type of deal. Growing up, I don't know exactly what these plants are called. I tried looking it up at this interview, but the way I was putting it in Google, Google was not picking up exactly what it is. But when it falls, it's like a piece of a bark, but that bark kind of looks like a boat in a sense, right? It was like curved and like dark brown, and the thing was it floated on the water, and this is the story from like when I was like second grade, third grade type of deal. When these things fell, I'd be picking them up, and when I found out they can float, my dad's like a painter. I said so he has like sandpaper. I sanded them down. I painted him, and I started flipping those things in school, making money. But I was always trying to find a way to make a buck like that. I learned. I went on YouTube, learned how to do those like fortune tellers, and I'd be charging kids like, yo, you want glitter on yours? That's like an extra $1. Like, you want me to put polka dots? That's an extra $1. Like the basic, like you want customized ones? I was like in school, like, oh, and how I did it was like I gave one or two to my friends, like in one class, and then by recess or playing with it, they're like, oh, I want one. Talk to Paco, he made it, and then I had it ready on my backpack. Yo, get the cash out. We're ready to make some money. So I want to say maybe something in sales. I want to say promoting, maybe club promoter, maybe car salesman, maybe I don't know, anything along those lines. Really, just uh, that that's the best answer I can give you, because that's what I feel like came natural to me.
Okay, so we just got word from the other host that the reason that he couldn't show up was he was busy with family stuff, came up with church and stuff like that, which is completely understandable. You got to be at church. You got to be at church. Things happen. Oh,
Yeah,
That's what
originally
that is
we
that's
promoted it. Originally, the way we promoted it was all three of us for the first time. Really on interviewing one person. Usually, it's just two of us. But it comes with the job. Sometimes
yeah.
things happen.
Sometimes things can happen up last minute and stuff like that. Yeah, and a church and family situations, that's a thing that happens. That
Amen.
can very much prevent you from doing stuff.
Man,
Right.
amen. All glory to God. And I gotta say too, the full disclaimer, we were supposed to schedule this interview 2 days ago. I've been the one having to reschedule.
Actually, we were supposed to. It was supposed to be today originally. Then you rescheduled for Friday, and we tried again yesterday. It didn't work. So we were back hard to the original day.
Oh, all right.
So it technically all worked out.
I guess, but still, I gotta appreciate Yard Talk so much for that, man. They've been the goats for real, bro.
Sure. So, Are there any other local artists around you that you want to shout out?
Yeah, bro, dude. No conflict, at Kev. And dude, this guy he's like, honestly, he can't even put him in a pocket. He's like this abundance of joy, like melodic essence. Like he'll make you bop your head with his like unique vocals and choice of chords and everything. He's definitely expressing his own kind of like almost rap, hip hop combination of pop kind of styles and he's experimenting with all sorts of different genres. Like I know for a fact he wants to do some grunge. He's got some crazy alternative beats he's been trying to do. Shout out to No Conflict Kev for a fact. Takeoff Burford, he's the guy who was featured on that 239 track. Definitely he's in his own bag right now. He's doing all sorts of like classic boom bap type of styles and just overall great guy from what I know personally. And I want to also shout out Jay DeRue. Now this man has been taking Southwest Florida by a storm in the quick like scenes that he's been in. Like it's only been almost like a year or two now that he's really been at this. Like from what I've been seeing and whatnot. Like I've always heard of him growing up, but really seeing him in his bag and in his era right now is insane. This man's been going to New York, New Jersey, Georgia, just going out and really performing his ass off. Anytime he has a live show with his sounds and everything, it's always a vibe, which I gotta give him huge props and huge love for. I already mentioned his name about 3 times by now, but Simon, every time that I know me and him personally link up, it's always just positive energy, just always being reciprocated back and forth. And the fact that how he goes about and tackles a song not only inspires me to try to go about it that way, but as a listener, I'm a big fan of what he does. And a couple more I gotta say is the artist Nate Traveler. He's a great like holistic kind of vibe, very wholesome, very warm. His like styles of pop music really just uplift any room you're in. And I want to say that's almost his vibe that he's going for, because this man, like he'll be like singing, he'll be singing on the track, but I feel like he's like singing to you personally. Anytime he has you in his earbuds like that, just like it's an awesome vibe. And let's see, last but not least, I really want to give big, big, big props to this one particular artist in the area, bro. He's emerging. He's slowly going out here. Again, gotta give him props. James PM. Now he was in the area for a long time. I recorded with him for a while. Right now he relocated over to North Carolina and whatnot. He's really just doing his own thing. The kid's like 19 years old. He's been engineering and for only a short period of time. Oh, but he's been practicing for a while. But this man, with his age and his talent sets, it's beyond anything I've ever seen. How he goes about it, he has like the mentality of almost like that Mamba mentality when going about for a track, and constantly like trying to one up himself on how he can really go about it. Like when he found out that Apple was coming out with those earbuds that when you turn around, like it has full 360 kind of sounds, he was literally figuring out how he can go about it to try to mix his stuff so that way when you hear it on those earbuds, they'd go with just like that. So and he was only like
spatial audio is important.
Exactly. And he was like going about it when he was just emerging. And like he was only like 16, 17 or something like that, going about it. I was mind blown when he was trying to do that. Like this kid, so young, full of talent. Again, James PM, definitely check him out. He's one to look out for real. For real.
Anybody who doesn't understand what he means by the 360 audio when you turn, putting your earbuds in Google Luigi 3D audio or Google 3D barbershop, and you will completely understand what I mean. Just go to YouTube, put in both earbuds. I used to do this when I was little, like when I was like 14 and 13 and 15 and shit like that. Put the earbuds in. This is a very rudimentary, cheap version. This isn't going to be high quality like Apple, but this will give you a basis to understand. Put both earbuds in. It works best with over-ear headphones. Load up a 3D barbershop sound. There's also a Luigi one walking around the room. Whichever one you choose, put those in and close your eyes and instantly understand how one ear you will legit think that you're getting a real haircut, because you will actually hear the clippers get this close and then get up here and then back there and then over here and then over there. It will be the craziest experience that y'all will ever understand. And now go and do that with the Apple headphones, or go and do that with an expensive pair of headphones in general, and it will be completely different. That 360 is completely no joke.
Nothing but life hacks and life hacks and words of advice. Man, but everyone that's been shouted out here in this whole video will definitely be in the description down below. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead and do a few last segments, nice and fun segments for all of us before we officially go ahead and show a little unreleased song from our great dear friend here.
I know this is not a monetized. I know this is fully. This is not anything that go against the TOS for future purposes for when we do want to monetize. This is not against TOS. I'm still gonna do this off screen though to be safe.
Yeah, definitely. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead and do these 3 segments. We have 3 of them. So one of them is Fuck, Marry, Kill, where you choose which one, you want to fuck, marry, and kill. We have another one, Would You Rather, so give you Would You Rather situations. And then first thing comes to mind. So we'll just tell you like one word and then, see what comes to mind.
All right, bet.
All right. So starting with the Fuck, Marry, Kill. So we have Cash Doll, SZA, and Erykah Badu.
Wait, what was okay? So I heard SZA, I heard Erykah Badu, and who else?
Cash Doll.
Cash Doll. Dang. Okay. I don't really recognize Cash Doll, so I'm gonna offer. Let's see. So I feel like Erykah Badu would just be very eccentric, just good to know. So I get intimate with Erykah Badu, and I wouldn't mind putting a ring on SZA. I'd like to sing her some wedding vows instead. Give it a little spice.
You ain't lying. So our next one.
Here, go ahead and get them people your answers.
Wait, what?
Here, go ahead and get them people your answers. We already know how you feel.
Oh yeah, I definitely got some. I'm gonna let you get it in a couple of hands. You're gonna hate me, but here we go. We got Beyonce, Zendaya, and it's so different because she's young. Halle Berry?
Halle Bailey? I call her Halle Bailey. That's what I call her.
That's the one. The girl who played Mermaid.
I ain't gonna lie to you, gang.
The girl who played Little Mermaid. So.
Oh, wait, which one? Which one?
It was Halle and who? The one who plays the new Little Mermaid, the black one.
She played. Okay, I didn't know she was in Little Mermaid. That's wild.
Yeah. The one who dates DDG.
Got you. Dang. I mean, this is good because these are all great women. I mean, granted, that was Beyonce. I'm gonna marry her off the bat because financial security. That's one of the paths of being happy in life for me. So I'm gonna have to put a ring on Beyonce, low key. Sorry, Jay-Z. If he writes a rap diss about me, so be it. but let's see. I'm gonna have to. I'm sorry, Ariel. You got to keep swimming. She out of here. And, and Zendaya. You out there, you don't with vanilla, call caramel.
All right, we have a couple more on that. So we got Mary J. Blige, Janet Jackson, and Aaliyah.
Ooh.
I couldn't imagine what Aaliyah would look like in her prime right now if she didn't die so young.
Yeah, Leah, I mean, we're in keeper at the same state right now.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. I can't even begin to imagine what she would look like in her prime.
And let's see, there was, and you said Janet Jackson
Mary J.
and
Blige.
Mary J. Blige. Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm a cuff Jackson, you know, getting that Jackson estate. You got great talented woman. I feel like Blige would that'd be interesting. That would be interesting. So yeah, I'm gonna have to, do my thing with Blige.
We have one more. So we got Serena Williams, Scarlett Johansson, and Ice Spice.
Hold up. Okay, all right. I'm not gonna say I'm a munch, all right, but she got something. But with those other, okay, so you said Serena Williams, Ice Spice, and then you said, well, I keep forgetting the last one.
Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett Johansson. Yeah, I can either keep her for one night or marry her. Which one should I do? You know what? I'll cuff Scarlett Johansson. Ice Spice would be a great story for that one night, and Serena Williams, I'm sorry, but get off the court.
All right.
So, I actually mostly got to agree with that last answer choice because I don't know. Serena is a beautiful woman.
Yeah, absolutely.
But there was a lot of other options from the other scenarios that I'm choosing way first. I'm gonna just be honest with you.
That's true.
A lot of people. He knows that I fucking love Zendaya. This is how it is in that situation. But yeah, and he loves SZA, but I gotta mostly agree with that. I mean, Ice Spice would have to be for the one time because all she gives is for the one time, and Scarlett Johansson for me is for the one time as well. But I don't know. I'm more scared of Scarlett Johansson than Ice Spice. I'm gonna be completely honest with you because she had I don't know. After seeing that Black Widow shit, you gonna pull that shit on me in real life, and I ain't gonna know what to do anymore.
Right.
You raise a good point. I don't know. Ice Spice might know too many people with Nike Tech. That's what got me afraid, So
oh, okay. Well, for a lot of reasons, I'm not scared of the Nike Techs. I'm sorry. I'm not scared of them Nike Techs. I'm not scared of Nike Techs whatsoever. Y'all got that game.
Gotcha.
I know plenty of people with some Nike Techs on a bunch of other stuff.
Gotcha.
Nike Techs. So Ice Spice, she definitely she wouldn't even be. She might not even be for the one time. She might just be one of those added to the rotation list. Like every time I'm in town. Every time I'm in town, I come and see you.
All right, so we have some would you rather.
Yeah.
We have some would you rather situations. So our first one, would you rather eat bugs or eat molded food for a week?
Or wait, eat what for a week?
Eat bugs or molded food for a week.
Oh, I eat bugs. No issue. I ain't trying to die. Fun fact, I ate a bug 4 days ago, type of deal. Hold up. Let me give some context because now it kind of sounds like a little weird.
All right.
It was like
No.
No. So basically my sister's boyfriend is from Guatemala, right? So they sent in some ants. Apparently, like these anteaters eat, and it's a popular street food. It's like it's cooked, it's salted, and she's like, "You want to try one?" And she just handed me it with no consent. Just threw one in my hand. I was like, "Oh man, now I got a bug on my hand." And then they're like, "Eat it!" And she's telling me like my two younger brothers, right? They're like one's like 12, one's like 14, Yeah, they ate it, no issue. And I was like, dang, am I really gonna be outshone by my two little brothers? You know, it's just a bug. You know, I've eaten those like the lollipops with the scorpion in it once. You know, just to try it. So I was like, all right, I bet. And then I popped one in. Not gonna lie, bro, it tasted like a peanut. Not gonna lie to you. And apparently those things had like 40 grams of protein. So I was like, dang. And also I was like, if I'm trying to get swole for like you know, like a city boy summer, I think I might, I don't know. I might put some in my way shakes. That's all I'm gonna say.
Is we still talking about bugs?
Yeah, bugs.
We
It
still
was
talking about bugs? Yeah, nah. I ain't go.
anteater,
Wait, what was the other option?
molded food for a week or for forever. I don't know how long, but molded food.
Yeah, I ain't even gonna get into this discussion. I'm waiting for the next one.
All right, so we have possessed by a demon or haunted by a murderous toy doll.
I get possessed by a demon or get haunted by a possessed doll.
Yes.
Oh, I'll get out the doll. I'd punch that shit to the goal line, bro.
Man, go ahead and give me the golf stick. Like, let me just like,
bro. I was a kid. I was afraid of Chucky, right? I was afraid to petrified of Chucky, just because
I
I was
love
like,
Chucky.
this thing's the same height as me. It's talking like a person. This shouldn't be fucking happening. Like, but yeah, no, easy. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful dog, by the way.
Thank you, Astro. Get down.
That should be a producer tag.
Actually, that do kind of go hard. Hey, yo, Tier, clip that.
all right, bet. All
I
right,
ain't gonna lie. Yeah, I love Chucky, but I listen. I love Chucky, and I'm not gonna be scared of Chucky because I've seen that Chucky will smoke a blunt if you hand him a blunt. So that's gonna be zero issue for me. Just have a smoke session with Chucky and we'll be fine. And getting possessed by a demon, I ain't gonna lie. I don't know what that demon thing's gonna happen, but it's gonna turn to Jujutsu Kaisen up in this. For the anime watchers, I ain't gonna lie. This is my body, my boy.
I mean,
I'm
I
not
see the
thinking
comic
comedy,
movies. I don't think I got time. I see the comic
Either
movies.
way.
I definitely don't got no time for that shit.
Hey man. Is you gonna have a blunt ready every time Chucky pull up? I will.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I might have some. Hey, I might have some fucking goddamn Four Locos and Hitty and Taylor Port with me too.
Yo, Chucky! Hand him a cup of syrup.
Right?
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna turn Chucky into a junkie. His ass gonna lay down. He ain't gonna do shit.
damn.
Would you rather be 10 minutes into the future or 150 years into the future?
So 150 years in the future, just 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I got my answer already,
Yeah, I mean,
and I have my reasons why.
Really close to 150 years in the future.
Same
But
answer. I have my answers are for nefarious purposes, but 150 years for nefarious purposes.
imagine all the inventions you can see.
Yep. Straight for nefarious purposes.
Once
I'm stealing all of their tech.
Now I only said see, but that doesn't mean you can't go see in person. You know, I would go.
Oh no! I don't even got.
They got right down the blueprint.
I don't even gotta go. I don't even gotta go see in person, bro. I don't even gotta go see in person. That's the magic of it. I just need to be able to have the cognition to access it whenever I feel like it. Because what I will do is be like a fly on the wall, and nobody will ever know. I'm gonna use that knowledge to constantly be seeing what tech that they're inventing, what type of songs is coming out, stuff. I ain't gonna steal everybody. I mean, if you're not born yet, I'm stealing your shit. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can't get copyrighted for something that ain't come out yet.
If you're not boring, I'm stealing your whole flow, bar for bar, word for word.
For real.
I'm gonna do that so I can get the money.
Unless the TBA come out and
Yep.
say, yeah, now you weren't supposed to sing that song yet. Too early.
I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what song. I'm gonna take all of that knowledge from the music and songs and movies, comic books, TV shows that I came of. I'm gonna use those to make the money to build the tech that I learned how to do, and then it commences.
For real.
It all commences.
Would you rather read minds or move things with your mind?
Or what was the second one? My bad.
Move things with your mind. Telekinesis.
Telekinesis. Telekinesis. I feel like I can do some crazy stuff. Crazy.
Mans has watched Chronicle before.
Who hasn't, man? I mean, come on. Yeah. Let's move some things. You know, like
Chronicle told me everything it needs to explain to me how much of an OP power telekinesis is. They're like, and we used to think about it, dang, most telekinesis users do not fly because they'd be like, oh, I don't know how to fly. This nigga literally just jumped up in the air and caught himself with his telekinesis. You get two powers in one. You get two powers in one.
Was master telekinesis? Drop those comments below. Let us know how we do it.
Definitely let me know y'all answers. Real. So
then,
last one, would you rather?
Yeah.
Would you rather lose your eyesight or lose all the memories that made you as a person?
Had a phone call coming in. My apologies. So wait, hold up. What was this answer again? My apologies.
It was whether lose your sight, eyesight, or lose all the memories you have that built you as a person.
That's a good one. I'd lose my eyesight.
So Daredevil or Chasm? Got you.
I'd lose my eyesight.
Yeah, I'm definitely choosing Daredevil.
Yeah, I mean, I got glasses already, so it's like, what's the difference, you know? Like, but
yeah, Tyr, I ain't gonna hold you. Because if this was meant to be like Andrew gained superpowers from it type of situation, yeah, I'm choosing Daredevil because the other option is to be Chasm is essentially what you just explained. And for anybody who doesn't understand that, y'all know one of the Spider-Man clones. Okay, they took all of the memories of him that belonged to the original Spider-Man, and then tricked him into thinking that Spider-Man didn't want to give him back. So everything that made him who he was just got deleted. 90% of his life. He's a clone, by the way. 90% of his life, his memories just got deleted. And then he became a very, very bad villain that we don't understand what the fuck is the point of even making. Yeah, Daredevil wins.
Now, one last question I have for you before we do the first thing that comes to mind. What's been the best album put out CD-wise ever?
Forest Hills Drives, J. Cole.
Hold on. Jermaine. Cole.
No doubt about it. Oh,
Okay.
say, you know, double platinum. Okay. No, we could say that right off the bat.
This man loves J. Cole. This man loves J. Cole. Trust me. You saying the correct thing right now.
Hey.
I definitely had to pull that RDC real quick. Jermaine. Cole.
Yup.
Yeah. So definitely that is fact for a fact.
All right. We're gonna we're gonna go ahead and say a few things to see what first comes in your mind, see what we're working with. So we're gonna start off with color.
Said what?
Color.
Brown.
Place.
Food.
Country.
Germany.
Food.
Cabal.
Okay. Smell.
Bright.
Sound.
Loud.
Song.
Mine.
Okay. Shoe.
Jordans.
Team.
Crazy.
And hero.
Superman.
Okay. Okay. All right. We definitely got that. Now, before we officially wrap up, we definitely have an unreleased song. We definitely can't wait to hear it.
Back in the day where I cut class, back in the day where I mowed grass, back in the day it wasn't really like that.
Back in the day was back in the day. Today it wasn't like that. Back in the day where I cut class. Back in the day where I mowed grass. Back in the day was back in the day. Today it wasn't really like that. Back in the day, back in the day, yeah. Back in the day where I spun my whip on back this way. In the 05, trying to find my old path. All grew my block on 6th Ave. Got tired of bad news. Now I wash dishes to make my money too. First step was accrue the funds. Had some laughs, now it's time for fun. Had the engine vrooming, had music, bass booming. Backseat with a set of twins grooving. But now it's time for a little bit of movement. Then I met Izzy. There was no cap, no kizzy. In fact, the boy had a plan. We up with the plug while moving the yayo. Cash flow too much, I sell luego. Back in the day was back in the day. Today it wasn't really like that. Back in the day where I cut class. Back in the day where I mowed grass. Back in the day was back in the day. Today it wasn't really like that. Back in the day, back in the day, now I'm a little Drake-ish, smelling my own fragrance. Hot shit, ego but venomous. All in the place they never let us in. Sitting on the bench but still got the letterman. So sick but no need for medicine. I'm the illest around, I'm the talk of the town. They asking me how, they asking me now. Francisco to PACO, wow. Back in the day was back in the day. Today it wasn't really like that. Back in the day where I cut class. Back in the day where I mowed grass. Back in the day was back in the day. Today it wasn't really like that. Back in the day, back in the day, back in the day.
Man, that shit was already bang. I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I've
Wanna know why I
some
call it
other
Thursday?
variations Of same, I've heard other variations of songs like that where it's like way back when or like back then. It's like, you know, that shit right there. That me rocking that bitch.
Good.
It was the aha at the end of it. That's what tied it together. That's what made it.
Yeah.
That's what made it stick out. The way that he said it. Aha.
Yeah, because it's like that aha, it's like, hey, you remember when we did this? You remember when we did that? Like, that's why it's back in the day. And the reason why I call it Thursday, it's a throwback for me. Just back in the day. Oh.
Sure. That shit I like it. It's making me feel like I'm going back in the hood, back in my apartments where you know that little green thing.
Green boxes.
It's like with the electricity and all that. Shit on that.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Make me feel like I'm back there. So, my homies and all that. Sure. Man, but it's definitely been a great interview. And honestly, we cannot wait for more music from you, such as Lemon Drop. Man, that shit's gonna go hard. We'll definitely be on that. And if you drop any new songs, we'll definitely be here to react to it. And if you drop any albums on Discord, we'll go ahead and go live with you and we'll help co-host it and do a listening party.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah.
you know, definitely
A
stay tuned.
virtual listening
everybody.
party would be nice.
That too. Definitely stay tuned.
Down
You know,
for-
everything in the description. You need to know where to find us, where to find him. And just subscribe, like, share, all that. Usually I don't like saying that, but I'm gonna have to say it anyways, just cause.
Yeah, say what it says. Tell them.
It's been me, Big T. My boy Monte 2 times. And
2 times.
your boy motherfucking Paco.
Yes,
Feel
sir.
me? Dig it? Alright. Go ahead and have a good one, everybody.
That shit kind of went hard.
And thank y'all for having me, sincerely.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Malibu flew around the world just to avoid the pain. She fell back at home. It's a long, lonely road. I met a bad chick living in the Hamptons with the grandparents. Well, I mean, it's mostly her in a whole ass mansion.